My next interview is Pamela Simpson. She's a public school choir teacher, someone I've been in the audience of her beautiful performances. And I wanted to ask her about uh, what does she think um, choir offers kids and how she got into it and how she's going to work with the rules and how to make this amazing art form, which is really about sort of subsuming your ego and working as a team and creating harmony, how she's going to try to use the time that's not spent singing to create a sense of teamwork and a sense of family in her school. So let me start by asking you, what moved you to, like, choral music? Like, when did you first sing in a choir, you know?
Since I was a child, sang in church choirs. I had an incredible school music program where I grew up in Massachusetts, and I remember hearing the music in church and filling up and having that aesthetic response of like, oh, this is bigger than me. And I remember in seventh grade, I was in a district chorus and singing with probably 350 kids, this huge, huge chorus. And at this one point, feeling these shivers go up my spine. And I didn't know what it was, but I was like, I want more of that.
Mm.
And yeah, it's really powerful. And that's what I hope my kids get, at some point they get that feeling of we're so much larger than so much better than the sum of our parts. All together we can create so much.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to ask you is what choir kind of brings to children, that other kinds of school instruction can't. And I guess you just kind of started to answer that.
Yes, like being part of a group and being part of something where you think your voice doesn't really matter, but your voice so matters. It's every voice counts, and everyone brings so much to the experience. And not to be able to have that now is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking last year, especially for my seniors, having such a strong group of senior leaders and not being able to finish and celebrate them and sing their songs that they chose for the program, and now coming back and having to do something different and not have that same experience. It's heartbreaking.
And when did you realize that this was, what this was going to be, that this wasn't a brief stoppage, but that this is going to be a longer, when did you
Along,
realize that?
I think in maybe in early May, we kept holding out that, oh, maybe we'll get back. We kept rehearsing a couple little things, and then the more things I read with what was going on in the world, and that this was probably going to go through 2021. That's when I realized this is this isn't good. This isn't good. And to be, as I think you said in your notes, like suddenly the super spreaders, like the demons, um, in our art of all things, to be the demons, to be, um, people are afraid. I know when the principal met with the middle school parents, they were really concerned at what was going to happen with band and chorus, and we can't take that risk. You can't take the risk. It's to sing together. So we have to find
Ugh.
other ways to make music and to be together and create community and create that connection that you get as part of an ensemble.
The harmony, the human harmony. I'm really
The
crying.
human harmony, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
literally crying, like, just to, like, because I've seen you in action. I've been in your
Oh,
audience so many times. So
thank you.
sorry. Um, so what will you do? Like, what do you think you'll do for creating this teamwork and a sense of harmony? Like, what are some of the ways you're going to spend the school year?
Well, it will depend on if we're Zooming or if we're in person. So I have a lot of ideas. I've brainstormed a lot of ideas. I've spoken to the kids about what did I do last year that really moved you, that you want more of, and all of them want more singing. They all said They want more singing and they want more stretching. I and, even my
Phys physical
physical movement,
wow.
and I think because they're sitting time and time and again, so I wanna do some Delcro's eurythmic work with them, just anything physical to get them in their body, but within their safe space,
Yeah.
mask, of course, and then, I'll flip the classroom, so when we're, when they're out of the class, they'll sing at home and send me the recordings, and we'll do some singing that way. Some ideas I have, I'd love to do some old-fashioned songs that we could either children's song or songs for an elderly geriatric population where we can put maybe learn some single songs, do some research for those kids that are more research, those kids who want to do solos, maybe put a couple group together, organize them to sing together over Zoom, not over
Oh,
Zoom, but with recordings behind, and maybe put a little 30-minute recital to send out to our local community because no one's able to get into those facilities anymore. So something where we can feel that making music can still touch us, even though we can't do it together the way we're used to it. So how can we still find a way to make music and move people and move
yeah.
people?
So it's like
Uh,
twofold. It's like expanding their repertoire, learning new songs, unusual songs, or specific songs you were saying, and also using tech and creating little vignettes,
Vignettes.
little worlds, little shows, little
Ex-
internet things, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and then, of course, I'm sure I'll do a lot of oral training and a little bit of theory, some history, learning about music of other cultures, things that I don't usually have time
Yeah.
to do. So
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
little silver lining there. And I've always done some opera work in middle school, which the kids beg after sixth grade. They're always nervous about it, but then after they're like, "What's our opera this year?" And I didn't get to do it last year because the way things were going. So maybe we'll study a musical, study an opera, um, things that we have a little bit more time, some songwriting, some form, listening to some orchestral music. So I'm hoping to use it as a silver lining to be like, okay, what else is out there? What other richness is there? Can we expose ourselves to while still doing some singing? And another thing I do want to do, especially with my seniors, I have such a strong group of seniors, and I want to create some senior leaders that can work with small groups, like 2 or 3, 4 people, and help them with their making like a recording to send to me, fine tuning it, and then sending it to me. Then I can give them some more feedback because kids are hungry to help and hungry to be leaders. And
So
um,
a mentor
a
system
mentor,
that you had never
absolutely.
done before. Oh, that's
Yeah, I
really
mean,
cool.
yeah, I've done a little bit of that in like when I'm preparing kids for an all-state audition kind of thing. I've used some mentors, but so this would be a little bit more with the singing for those kids that would be comfortable, a giving feedback and b receiving feedback. Some people might not be as comfortable, but I'm hoping to provide that opportunity for my kids as well to anything that gives them, again, that connection.
Right.
How can we be connected together? Because
Yeah.
that's what happens in chorus. We feel so connected, and with COVID, we feel so unconnected to one another. And,
Uh,
so it's like a yeah.
yeah. I know over the years, I've always told you I'm here if you want me, and,
Uh,
now
uh,
I could tutor a girl in Sondheim,
yes,
or,
yeah.
if you
That
haven't
would be incredible.
we
That'd
could
be
do
incredible.
we could do My Fair Lady. I could teach My Fair Lady, God
Well,
knows, you know?
all right, careful.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I've told you that over the years, maybe
Yes.
now we finally, like you said, we may have time.
I know, and last
Yeah,
spring, actually, I really had the thought to have you come into 8th grade, and Victoria was
I
okay with it,
remember. Yeah,
and then boom, yeah,
yeah, I
away we went,
remember.
so,
I remember
yeah,
those emails.
yeah.
Um, so, and what do you think about your profession, like, professional choirs? Like, have you noticed anything in your business? Um,
Yes, I mean, I have, I'm on a couple listservs and choirs that I sang with. At the very beginning, every day they were sending out a little choral piece to listen to,
mhm.
and now it's or once a week now. Um, it's heartbreaking. I mean, I still can I can still make a living. I can still teach and make music, and um, I know certainly those people that are teaching privately, they're figuring out a way to do that through Zoom and connect with their students that way. But for people that are doing choirs, um, I did listen to the Times piece. I'm sure there'll be more pieces like Godspell. Trying to what can we do? How can we make a connection? Can we be out in a field with microphones?
Yeah, that might be beautiful actually, all on a field with microphones, and then maybe people around the field hearing them or into their cars or something, you
Yes,
know?
I know. Look at all the movie theaters that have made this huge comeback because the outdoor movie theaters. I don't know if you've heard of that,
Yeah, I
but
have. I was
yeah,
wondering, do they put the audio into your car?
yes, just like
Like you get a
years
little
and years
box?
ago. I don't know if they get a little puck, or probably it's more sophisticated now that you tune to a dial or something, or Bluetooth.
Oh.
But
Oh. I guess the last thing I would love to hear is like, can you we have no idea how long this is gonna go on.
right,
Uh,
right.
and I think I know the answer, but can you imagine a life without this?
No, no.
Without choir singing, without choral singing? No. We can't have a life. There is no
We
life.
can't ha There's no life without choral singing. Yeah,
There is no life without
yeah,
choral singing.
yeah.
I think that's quite true.
I guess we just have to make the most of what we can, and I think about all the times that, um, things are born out of situations. When you have a bad situation, and something has to come out of something bad. So what can we create? At the beginning of COVID, I was having my kids listen to live concerts. What did you listen that was an assignment for high school kids. Go here's NPR would list a huge list of what was going on all week, and there was everything from folk, classical, jazz, hip hop, everything. And it was just so exciting to hear what they were listening to, opera and everything. And so for them to be exposed to that is really exciting.
More time for listening.
More time for listening, and also more time for me to listen, to be like, what moved you? What did you listen to? And then someone said, they stumbled upon this uh, New Hampshire violinist playing Bach, and then that led to one to another. And I thought, about 5 kids listened to this person I'd never heard of. So then I started listening, and I was taken away with it all. It was amazing. It's amazing what they. So then I think, okay, so then we went from people just um, musicians live streaming from their homes, from their basements, from their bathrooms,
Yeah,
and then
I did a lot of that, and now
right.
I'm trying to figure out
And now
it's
what's next?
what's next? It's September. I think, it's September. I'm so used to having something to do. And so I
Right,
have to think of I did all the live streams and charities, and I'm sure I'll do more, but I need to think about how to deepen this for
right.
myself. And I wanted to hear, what else. So yeah, so more listening. I was actually thinking today I went swimming and I couldn't get a big breath.
Mm.
I couldn't get air, and I stopped in the pool a couple times and just tested to see if it even goes in. I can't really fully get it inhale because I'm so tense.
Tense. Yeah, that's it.
So my breath needs, like you were saying, they want stretching. I was thinking I need to like put myself on a breathing program on for my singing so that I don't lose the
That
the
that
process.
ability, yes,
Yeah.
get
I
out of shape. Right.
Yeah, yeah, and just the process of giving out air fully, because now we're not allowed to, right? We're like with the mask and we're all like you walk
Yes,
around.
held in, yes.
My children hold their breath, like sometimes, if they, if well, to be honest, we had someone walk the dog today and he came in holding his breath because he had forgotten his mask in the car. And I was like, no, 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 you can't do that. And he
Right.
ran in, took the dog and didn't breathe. And everyone on some level is kind of aware that their breath can't be like fully,
Right. It's like our
yeah,
breath is poisonous.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and you look around at this beautiful world we're living in, and then I come up short all the time. Then I'll be somewhere, and then you just look around and thinking, all these people walking around with masks. I mean, it's just it's staggering. It's incomprehensible.
It's crazy. And I was talking to some singers and they talk about musical theater people are you a little more used to using their breath simply with the camera, with the
Mm,
microphone, that they can adapt, but that opera singers are used to, they don't even want to work. They don't right now, they don't even want to sing in their house because how do you don't want to sing Verdi in your
right,
bathroom or something or whatever. You want
right,
to sing it for people at full breath.
right,
And
right.
so breath, I noticed today I'm not even breathing, you know. I'm not even breathing. I'm a singer, I'm not even breathing. So, um I got to work
Yeah,
on that too. So,
yeah.
what I also noticed that my music is I don't know why I'm telling you this, but my music has always been a total mess. So, it might
In
be
what way?
well, my physical, like, filing and
Oh,
so in the same way as, like, listening, it's a chance to, like, go through what you have, and you might come upon songs you'd forgotten about, research, uh, f another composer, like,
mhm.
I might get into Poulenc for a while because 'cause I'm into French music, but it's been so long since I ever had time, like you were saying, to listen, and I know I even have the music somewhere,
Mhm, mhm.
so I mean, I guess there are sides to being a musician, our breath, our support, our minds, our ears, our breath.
Our hearts.
Well, that's the hard part. That's why I'm doing these interviews. It's just because I don't know what to do with September and all these cancellations, But you're right, you're not canceled. So let's focus on you. You're not canceled. Teaching is not canceled.
Teaching is not canceled, yeah. It's gonna look very different. I have a lot of colleagues that are, so we're all so depressed because we don't, we want to make meaningful experiences for our students, and we can't make them in the way we're used to. So how can we how can we give rich experiences to them without doing what our love is?
Yeah, it's like without running.
Right.
It's a real thing we usually do as singers. We do this. We don't analyze it and think about it and we do all that, but it's part of an action.
Mhm, mhm.
Um yeah, will you sing outdoors at all?
We can sing outdoors, under one of the tents, but I would do it masked if we do it. I know if we're 14 feet apart, we can do it unmasked. Um, I don't know, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. I guess I'm just gonna have to feel my way in there, and if there's a chance for us to go out, I have a lot of kids in high school chorus, and they're gonna be on a hybrid schedule, so I'll have half of them. So I could have as many as 40
Ooh,
or so even 40 outside, that's a lot to be 12 feet apart. I don't know quite how that might
how they'll
what that
hear
would look
you.
like. Yes, and how they hear and connect.
They can't hear each other.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. This
Yeah.
is a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to maybe do barbershop or something.
Maybe some simpler songs, but barbershop is so hard. You have to hear those inner harmonies. You need to hear who's singing against you so you can really bring those harmonies out. So
It has to be 12 feet apart
12 feet apart in New York State. I mean, everyone has 12 or 14 feet
per
apart
between singers.
between singers. And indoors mass, and then you can only sing for 30 minutes because then you have to give a chance for the air to go through. If you're like, say, we're singing in the auditorium, and masked part, which I'm not going to do. As I said, I'm going to flip the classroom because I'm too nervous with everything that I've read. And so, but if we were doing that, you can only sing for up to 30 minutes. That's what's been determined to be safe
Up
before
to
you.
up to 30 minutes in the auditorium?
Yes, and then you have to vacate so the air exchange can change.
Okay, and how many singers can do it?
I don't know if there's a number there of how many singers can do it, but, I mean, I guess as long as they're separated by all that distance, it doesn't matter the number, but maybe it does, I don't know.
Well,
I'd have to look at.
Yeah, 14 feet between, then would they be all through the audience? So
They're
then
all through the audience, right.
so you're just gonna use the whole room?
I'm using the whole auditorium for teaching, and then, everyone will have their
Amazing.
assigned seat. So a high school student will be in this class, 6th grade will be on this seat, a 7th grade will be here, 8th grade here, another high school here, so everyone always has their own seats.
You mean the actual seat in the auditorium will be a
Yes,
certain student's
assigned.
seat?
Yes,
Oi, so at different times in the day, different kids will have that seat, and they will
correct.
sit there and sing. The whole auditorium will be the classroom.
Well, that could happen, but like I said,
You're not doing that,
I'm not gonna do that. Yeah,
but that's allowed.
yeah.
That's a theory.
That is allowed in New York State. Yeah,
That's a theory on how you can get kids together
right,
and singing. All right.
right.
With masks.
With masks, with
And
masks.
then
And how can you take a breath? How can you see what they're doing with their embouchure? With
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so you would supposedly be on a microphone?
Yes, I'll definitely have a microphone. I have a singer's mask, which looks like sort of like a platypus. Have you seen
Yeah,
those?
I
Yeah,
saw it last night. I looked it up. It's so crazy. You got one?
I do. I
Yeah,
have one.
thesingersmask.com. Is
Yes,
it?
exactly. That's it.
I
Yeah,
totally saw
yeah.
that last night.
I think I'm gonna have to wear that because I sing all the time. I mean, if someone says something, I break into song. So I think I'll probably have to wear that platypus mask with a microphone underneath just so I can be who I am, but I don't
It could be a little interesting to sing with it.
I tried it. I mean, I got it and
Oh,
I've tried it, but takes up your whole face and it does come right out to here and it's goofy looking.
it's
So
goofy. Does it
yeah.
absorb sound or does it help you produce the sound?
It helps you no, it doesn't help you produce it, but at least you're not breathing in with a typical mask that's right over your mouth. At least
Yeah,
there's room for you to breathe.
right.
You
Well,
feel like you can let it out without suffocating, and,
The
suffocating.
the twins have gone to their ballet school is a pre-professional school, and they have outfitted them with these masks for dancing, which are a sweat material,
Wow.
like scuba material, and it's designed so you don't inhale the fabric. And
Oh,
it has vents and 5 layers of filter so that there's because dancing is even more aerobic than in a weird than singing because you're always
right.
jumping, jumping, jumping,
Yeah.
and it wraps around the head, and it's so scary and bizarre.
Wow. How
And
do they feel wearing them?
I'm not allowed in the building, so
Okay.
I didn't see a room. They only have 7 dancers, and they divide the space, so they each have a bar, they have a square, and they're not allowed to
Out
go
of outside the square.
and they're not allowed to dance across the room, but they
Right.
still do jumps, so that's why they need the cardio.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
I'm sure it's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I think after being in this position for the last 5 months, maybe we're just so hungry for anything, we'll try it,
oh,
right? The
the kids had a blast.
blast.
They had
Yeah.
a blast. The teachers were, like, outside, like, exhausted. I saw
Yeah.
them one day, they were they went outside to breathe. The kids at the end of the day had a blast.
Oh, good.
They had a blast.
They
They didn't sleep the first night though, by the way. I think there was something going on psychologically. Both of my kids didn't sleep, and then when I got to the ballet school, the other mothers said their children didn't sleep that night.
The night before,
Both nights,
both nights.
both
Interesting.
nights,
Yeah.
both nights. So we have to be prepared for children to just be in total shock,
Right, right.
you know? Well, thank you for talking,
You are
Pamela.
so welcome.
I'm your
Thank
biggest
you.
fan.
Thank you.
And they're so lucky to have you. And I think you're right. I think someone like you is gonna, you're gonna find all the ways around this for now. But I really feel for you.
Thank you.
I
Thanks
feel
so much.
all right. Call me anytime.
Okay, I will.
Thank
Take
you.
care. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So I hope you enjoyed Pamela Simpson, uh, the choral master of a beautiful public school. She's really found a way to be positive and creative, and it really hurts. I could tell it really hurts, but she's a wonderful teacher, and teachers keep going. And like she said, teaching's not canceled. Nothing's canceled, but uh, Miss Simpson's classes are definitely not canceled.
Yes, yes. High fives all the way around.